is about a really amazing game which published by Blizzard Entertainment. Its name is StarCraft. Maybe most of you have just heard about it. Okay, let's begin. So let's preview the main content of my two lectures. Lecture 1, I will briefly introduction the games and briefly introduction of the three V's in this RTS game. And I will also summary the story background and plot of it, because the plot and the background of this game is really complex. So the only thing can do for me is just make a summary for you. If you want to know some detail of the plot and the story, you may play the game yourself. In lecture 2, I will introduction of some building and technology branches, or maybe some army force of every race to you. And I will also including some strategy and tactics to you. I will use a really easy and really basic tactics named 4BG for you. And if we have time, this lecture and next lecture, I will add 2 videos as a bonus. These days, I will share with you a CG, a really amazing CG if we have time. In the second lecture, I will share a competition video we play with you. Maybe my competition, maybe some famous players competition. Next step.
Your name, please, first.
So, StarCraft is a game published by Blizzard. StarCraft 1 published in about 1997. I have just designed the designer and planner of it. There contain 3 races of this game. First race is Protoss, a pure spirit race, and second race is Zerg, a pure birdie and biochemical race, and the third one is just Terran. It is definitely human. Now I will just briefly summary these 3 races to you. The first race, and this is my major race, named Protoss, or just Glory Protoss. This is his some detail of his history background. Over about decades of million years ago, there is a very ancient race named Xel'Naga. This is a very highly developed race, and he want to just develop some race in spirit and both in birdie is perfect. He want to build this kind of race, and he find in the whole galaxy. And at last, he find a planet named Vong in the age of galaxy. There is a race living in this planet, and they are full of potential of spirit. They can connection each other with spirit. That means they have a spirit connection with each other. They can communicate without speak anything, and they have very strong spirit energy. Xel'Naga found this race potential and decided to develop it. Because of Xel'Naga's guidance, this race highly evolution and just build some blooms, some amazing civilization. And at this time, Xel'Naga appears in this name Protoss appears in the front of Proteus and say, "I am your God." At the beginning of this, Proteus seems very surprised and very happy to see their God. And the God, well, is not very patient. They want to the Proteus evolution faster and faster. They think, although they are very strong, they also think they are not very advanced. So, because of this, Proteus started to fall just because they know so many truths of the universe. They know so many rules of the, of star, of just physical or maybe spirit. They started to fall and they become proud. They become very proud and they become to do not believe each other. In the end of it, the disconnection, their spirit connection. And Xelnaga found this. They are very regret to faster their evolution and they leave. After Xelnaga's leave, Proteus just fell into civil war. Different tribes fight with each other, and almost galaxy will come to and damage. And so many young Proteus do not remind they have such spirit connection. They are die in the civil war until a man who nobody know his name he appeared. These Proteus find the ancient connection between Proteus, and he started to guide Proteus to find a new way to concentrate, to train them, and to let them believe themselves. And they started to rebuild their civilization. And his way of training is named Kala. And because of Kala and Dawu, the Proteus started to rebuild his connection of heart and has to just rebuild their nation. They have domain a large amount of planet, and they protect the creator on this planet. Several hundred years ago, they found there was a very interesting race. It just fell in the age of their domain. It's human. They find although human is very weak and short life, or maybe erratic, but they fight with each other, but they still developed. They observed human over 200 years until Zerg comes and the war just beginning. And let me introduce Zerg. Zerg is a pure birdie. They're designed by Xelnaga about several thousand years ago. And Xelnaga just changed his strategy because of the fallen of Proteus. He just concentrates on the pure bird. He concentrates, Zerg have no individual mind. They only have an overmind. And Xelnaga have connection with this overmind. And he has a very strong ability is he can absorb every creature's DNA, and he can evolution infinite. He can evolution some properties which will not occur in the nature condition, like some claw which can break like steel, some very hard coat just cover of it, and in the last, Overmind betrayed Xelnaga, and he destroyed the Xelnaga. Overmind finds the information from Xelnaga, learned his DNA knowledge, and exactly he finds the existence of Proteus. He knows the battle between Zerg and Proteus will fate happened. And our mind always confused because because the disadvantage of Zerg, they have no individual mind until they found human. Our mind noticed that human may be the topic, maybe the key words of the war between Protoss and Zerg. And Terran comes from Earth because of in future for us in future the evolution of Earth, and some people do not like the new government and they leave from the Earth. They like some surrender between star, and until their ship come to somewhere they don't know, because of the computer, the central computer of the ship just been destroyed, and they cannot find the position of Earth, and they both cannot know where they are. So they just living there, build a new world, build a new civilization, and to build a new union. There's still somebody named Munsk do not like this autocratic union. They defend them because their family has been killed by Union spy. And at this time, the Zerg, the Overmind, want to use humans' DNA to help them war between Protoss and Zerg, and they are started to inject human, and Protoss find this and destroy several planets of human, because they should avoid the large amount of human being injection. Then the war begin, and a woman named Carrion human just built some instrument named Percy, which can attract Zerg, and Munsk puts this Percy on the capital of Union. The capital's name is, I think, is Artanis. Tassanis. And Zerg come, destroy Artanis, and he gave up Carrion, which helped him a lot. And Carrion, in the future, she just become the Queen of Blade. She was just controlled because he has very high spirit energy. He's a very special one in human. She was controlled by Zerg to defeat with the Protoss, and the mother planet of Protoss, Io, has fallen, and there is a hero named Tassada, use his ship killed the Overmind, and I will briefly summarize some basic strategy of this ratio. Protoss.
In the next class?
Yeah, this is a briefly summary. And the next class, I will tell you some of the strategy, and both I will tell you about 4BG, and at last, if we have time, I will share the video. Maybe this time we have no time to share it. Are there problems?